Hello and welcome to a quick taster of the CBL software product SELCOPYi for zOS. This demonstration shows startup first on a standard 3270 Model 3 terminal, then on an extended 3270 terminal of dynamic screen size. The target audience is the zOS mainframe professional who is familiar with the day-to-day tasks performed when operating in a TSO environment. Indeed, a basic knowledge of TSO and ISPF is assumed. We begin at a familiar ISPF primary options menu using the 3270 Model 3 terminal of 32 rows by 80 columns. Let's start by selecting the menu item corresponding to SELCOPYi. I position my cursor on the SI menu selection and press Enter. Once SELCOPYi is started, we're presented with the primary options menu by default. This is the staging point for most of SELCOPYi's utilities. For example, we can select option 1 to start the text editor. To save time, I'll paste the library name in from the clipboard, then type out the member name and press Enter. The text editor has the same basic functionality as the ISPF editor that most users are familiar with. For example, we can execute the change command. I'll paste it in. So we're changing all ZZSUMODC to 4 X's. Press Enter. We have 4 changes. I'll just execute another one so that we effectively have 2 levels of changes. Again, I'll paste in the command. So we're changing all the to 4 Y's. Press Enter. We have 27 changes. Like ISPF, it also supports a multi-level undo feature. By default, undo is set on PF key 22, which I can press to undo changes one at a time. Press once, twice, and if I press again, I can see that there are no more changes to undo. In addition to these standard ISPF edit features, the SELCOPYi text editor provides extra functionality. We can also redo the changes one at a time. Redo is assigned to PF key 23. Press once and twice. If, like most people, you find it difficult to remember that you need to press Shift F11 to get F23, then you might like to use the PFS command. Type PFS and press Enter. This updates the default PF key display area to show the Shift key combination, as you can see. So now F23 is displayed as S for Shift 11. There are other extra features in the SELCOPYi text editor, including slick ways to delete, copy and move blocks of data between files. There will be more information on these features in future tutorials. So, as you can see, SELCOPYi in a 32 by 80 screen operates in a way that is very similar to any standard ISPF application. Now I'm going to undo my changes and log off the system. I won't take up time by showing this, so I'll fade out and fade back in. This time we're configured as being 62 rows by 160 columns. Let's start SELCOPYi. With this larger screen size, the primary options menu is displayed to us as a window within the SELCOPYi desktop. Also, if we repeat our text edit task by selecting option 1, enter 1, press enter, and enter again, you can see that the edited data is also displayed in its own window view. The SELCOPYi windows are similar to those on a PC workstation. For example, we can reposition a window, picking it up by the title bar and dropping it wherever we want it to go. Similarly, we can resize a window by picking up and dropping the relevant border, so altering the window's depth, and width. Most 3270 emulators let you do this with your mouse. I'm double-clicking the mouse left button. Switching focus between open windows may be achieved in several ways. One method is to position the cursor within a visible area of the required window and press Enter. This can usually be done using a mouse click. So here you can see I'm clicking on each window to switch focus in turn. Alternatively, we can use the window command, which is assigned to F4 by default, to place focus, again, on each window in turn. You can see I'm pressing the F4 key repeatedly to navigate my way around the open windows. SELCOPYi allows us to have any number of edit views open at any one time. To demonstrate, I'll edit another member of this JCL library by first blanking out the member name in the text edit panel, pressing enter, and then selecting another member using my mouse, clicking on the member name. Member name is now populated, press enter. Now I'll just resize and then move this new edit window using the methods I described earlier. As you can see, we now have two edit windows in view, each containing text belonging to a different member. Text in one edit window may be changed without first having to save changes made to text in another edit window. This allows us to work on each member concurrently. Now I'll close these open windows by pressing F3 so that I have only the primary option menu window open. So we'll press F3, F3 again, and so on. From here, I'm now going to select option 2 and demonstrate a different editor known as the data editor. This editor can be used to edit vSAM datasets, DB2 tables, sequential datasets too large to be loaded into available storage, and optionally to structure the display of data using a copybook. So let's select option 2 for data edit. In this case, we're going to enter the name of a sequential dataset to edit. Now I'll paste in some of the library name and type in the rest. And then I'll type in the member name. Select a data edit type. More information can be found on these types in other tutorials, by the way. I'll now select a copybook. Again, I'll paste in some of the library name and type out the rest of it, and then type out the member name. To edit the copybook itself, press the F5 key, which is set to Command Edit Copybook. We can open a text edit window to view and optionally update the contents of this copybook. Press F5 before proceeding with the data edit. Now I'll just position my cursor in the title bar and press Shift F2 to restore this window's position. Restored to a previously saved location. Shift F2, incidentally, carries out the same function as the window restore button at the top here. And the window may have been saved using Shift F1 or the WS button for window save. Now I'll just return focus to the data edit panel and press enter to display the data fully mapped by the copybook. If I want a single record view of this data, I position my cursor on the selected record and press Shift F5. Up pops my single record view, which I can tailor accordingly. And you can do this for any number of records in the file. Let's try another record, press Shift F5, and we have a second single record view. Now any changes we make to data in one of these edit windows will be reflected in all other edit windows which display the same data. Let's change tables to chairs. And you can see it's now reflected in the multi-record view. And as for text edit, we can use the undo and redo facility to back out and redo changes. Press Shift F10 to undo, Shift F11 to redo. Now next I'll close all the windows I've opened so that I'm left with just the primary options menu. I'm using the F3 key. And then I'd like to demonstrate another very important feature, the concept of an individual user's home file. This is a depository for storing command text which can be executed using the action key assigned to Shift F4 by default. To demonstrate the unique advantages of this facility, I will execute commands to edit copybooks and data mapped with a copybook. You'll find this method of direct execution of commands quicker than navigating menus. So let's select option 4. Enter 4. Press enter. I'll just restore the home files window. This file may contain any number of TSO, ISPF and SELCOPYi primary commands. Any of these commands may be executed simply by positioning the cursor on the command string and pressing the action key assigned to Shift F4 by default. Now, since all SELCOPYi functions have an equivalent primary command, this can often be a quicker method than using the menu panels. For example, I can press the action key on this command to re-edit our COBOL copybook member. Now I'll just press Shift F2 in this Windows title bar to restore the Windows position. We can edit another member using the same method. I'll just press Shift F2 again to restore this Windows position. And finally, repeat the data edit we did earlier. Position cursor, press the action key. I'll just resize and reposition this window. An added benefit is that we may also include comments following each of our commands using an or sign separator. So it's very easy to execute commands and very easy to document. Once familiar with SELCOPYi, you'll find that you never close your home file, using it for everything, even to the exclusion of the menu system. As we can see, this method has some significant advantages over the menu system. Well, this is the end of this SELCOPYi taster. Further recordings relating to specific SELCOPYi tasks are also available from the CBL website. If you are interested in a SELCOPYi topic not already covered in these demos, please contact CBL. Thank you for your time.